this is a very interesting scene. It's the only time that Jane Roberts and Beatrice Stockwell are alone together on stage. Jane Roberts was an emerging star, but Beatrice Stockwell was well established and a major force to contend with.
I'm so full of apprehension, but I suppose that's normal considering the circumstances. Have you ever been married, chaperone?
Oh, no. I drink for pleasure, not out of necessity.
Your ice water, madam. I'm afraid we're fresh out of olives.
Have you ever been married, underling?
Heavens no, madam. If I'm going to serve a woman, I prefer to get paid for my efforts.
Oh, you do? I know it seems crazy to give up a successful career to marry a man I hardly know, but for some reason, when I look into his eyes, his big monkey eyes, gee, I get all woozy. And that's love, isn't it?
Not necessarily. The wooziness could be caused by any number of things. I mean, I'm woozy right now, and I'm certainly not in love.
Now, Beatrice Stockwell was famous for her rousing anthems. She entertained and inspired troops up to and including the Falklands War, which, of course, by that time, she was in her late 80s and her anthems didn't so much rouse and stupefy. Still, she demanded a rousing anthem at every show she did. You just couldn't say no to her. That star power.
Really, you're not being the least bit helpful. The least you could do is allay my fears with a few choice words of inspiration.
Oh, inspiration. Really, dear, that's not my forte.
Yes, but I just
As we stumble along on life's funny journey, as we stumble along into the blue, we look here and we look there, seeking answers anywhere, never sure of where to turn or what to do. Still we bumble our way through life's crazy labyrinth, barely knowing left from right nor right from wrong. And the best that we can do is hope a bluebird will sing his song as we stumble along.
Well, that was quite inspiring, but I just don't see how it pertains to my situation.
Let me explain.
Oh, really, that's not necessary. I suppose I'm just looking for a sympathetic...
It's a dismal little world in which we live. It can bore you till you've nothing left to give. 7 overrated wonders, 7 underwhelming seas, 6 excruciating continents. Antarctica, oh please.
Antarctica, oh please.
Still, you mustn't let it lick ya. This planet, oh so bland. Keep your eyeball on the highball in your hand. As we stumble along, cross life's crowded dance floor, as we push and we shove, we live and we burn. And when we finally leave the bar, and we see that morning star, we pull our bootstraps up and overturn. Then we stop our way. Lord's winding sunbeams, barely knowing right from right, nor left from wrong. But as long as we can hear that little bluebird,
Don't you just love her? Basically, she sings a rousing anthem about alcoholism. That's what I love about her. She just does her own thing when she wants, regardless of the reasons or others. My mother was like that.
Well, that was quite inspiring. But I'm still just confused. Oh, just tell me, is Robert the man for me?
My dear, that's something you'll have to decide for
But
yourself.
I just don't know if he loves me.
Well, why don't you ask him? Why don't you say, Roger, do you love me?
It's Robert. And I'm not supposed to see him. In fact, it's your job to keep me from him.
You're right. I take my responsibility very seriously. However, at this moment, I'm feeling terribly, terribly drowsy. I'm afraid I'm going to have myself a lie down. Now, whatever you do, don't go wandering off through the garden, seeking out your fiancé to ask him the question upon which your future happiness depends.
Oh, thank you, Chaperone. I just have to know if he loves me.